Feeling that kick. Oh,
is it punching you in the face?
No, it's doing something.
Dude, you're starting to feel warm in your face.
A little bit, yeah.
It's mixing with his medication.
In my cheeks.
The warm face.
Yeah.
It's mixing. It's the warning on the bottle.
We're going
it's
down the
mixing
rabbit
with
hole,
this.
buddy. You and me.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Five's the Crowd. You are surrounded by your 5 new best friends: Cam,
Hello.
Chris,
Hey.
Tony,
Hey.
Zach,
Hola.
and myself, Austin. And thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe down below. But we're going to do today, I was going to say VOMLETTE, but you know what? There is so much going on in the news, along with so many conspiracies, that I feel like we could just talk in the news. What do you say?
Can we?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys seen what's been going on in the news lately? Especially with like Hawaii and Maui?
Oh yeah.
Crazy stuff. So, if we're a little bit amped up today, I want to warn you guys, we just took something together as a...
Whoa.
It's legal.
Whoa.
It's commercial.
Immediately.
it's legal.
Watch
No
your wording.
prescription needed.
Hey, it's nothing against anyone's religious beliefs.
I went and saw a
Might be.
doctor.
We're very excited because a brand reached out to us, wants to sponsor the podcast, but we want to vet the product before we promote it.
Yep.
And so we don't know. It's supposed to like energize us. We might be all over the map. So
It might put us to sleep.
it might put us to sleep. We don't know.
I'm
so
screwed if that's the case.
I don't think you're going to have a problem.
Okay.
we might be super energized. So buckle up, buddy boy, because it's time to ride.
Hopefully
So-
it kicks in for the second episode tonight.
Hey, we got another one for you. Anyway, in the news, man, what have you guys seen? I mean, I think to start us off, we could easily talk about the Maui fires.
Oh, yeah.
It's in Maui, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
I mean, that's why it's called Maui Fires.
well,
but
I couldn't. I mean,
Well,
I don't watch
I've
the
heard him
news that
say,
much.
too, because it's on the island of Maui.
Yeah.
Correct? But the city, I think, is called Lahaina.
You're extra spicy
I
tonight.
am just a little
You
bit.
see that little red in his beard?
I told Tony
It's a
I
little
was a little
spicy
moody
tonight.
on the way here, so I didn't
You
know how that was
you
about
watched
to
it
turn out.
Nudie?
Moody.
Yo. I
Moody.
was like, no wonder.
You know,
Nudie
And all
would have
them
the opposite
hormones
effect.
running through your body. Got
No.
so much energy, I don't know what to do with it.
So, Cam, have you looked into the conspiracy behind the Maui fire?
I've heard one.
I've seen
I
a
heard
few.
one.
what is it, like the millionaires and the rich people and
Dude, it's
Well,
I saw a
There's
big
the
long one
Oprah
about
one.
Oprah.
painting
Yeah.
their house purple or blue or whatever.
So
Heard about
I
that?
didn't understand that because there's another country under fire right now. Is it Brazil?
Oh, no. Oh, I'll look it up.
There's-
Because I do remember seeing something else.
So,
too.
but people in the comments were like, "Oh, you should paint your roof blue," and I didn't understand it. And then I guess what happened is all the houses that didn't catch fire or none of their properties got scathed, all their roofs were blue.
What?
Yeah, dude.
It sounds like Old Testament type stuff where they put the lamb's blood above the door or something.
Right?
Portugal and Croatia are affected by fires right now, too.
Now I know we don't generally do this, but I'm
Greece.
willing to do it for the giggles. Could we jump into this conspiracy a little bit? Because I've also in those comments, people were also saying that anything that was blue didn't get touched.
I saw those pictures, too.
Because apparently there was blue cars that didn't catch fire.
Was that freaking lasers?
Blue benches.
What?
Bro,
Yeah, dude.
That's it.
That's the conspiracy.
What?
Yeah.
Is they think the fires were started by lasers and the lasers don't
Space lasers.
for whatever reason don't affect blue.
Well, it's
Do
the
you
color
remember
spectrum.
a few years ago in California? There was those fires in California, and they missed all the millionaires' homes in the certain lands.
But the whole
and they
state's
were
blue.
saying that it was. But they were saying back then that it was lasers coming out of the sky. 'Cause
I'll take my drink now.
I'm listening.
It was just a really good joke, and I loved how pleased you were with it too.
High five. I'll give you a
But yes, continue.
But yeah, because I remember back then the fires showed pattern. Like there was actual lines where it's burned, and it completely would dodge certain areas and different things. And this was years ago in California, and now here we are again.
Well, and
They were started by the sharks on the moon with the laser beams on their freaking head.
JP Morgan?
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil is JP Morgan.
It makes so much sense now.
So, on top of that, I also want to theorize that, or speculate, I should say, that did you guys also see the Canada fires a few months ago?
Yes.
And how they all started simultaneously
Oh,
Yes.
I remember that. Yeah.
within seconds?
That was ridiculous.
So,
And like far apart.
yes. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility that lasers are actually doing this, right?
Yeah.
Am I
and
crazy?
it's just the way things line up is always suspicious.
Right?
Because it's like right before this, like we talked about Oprah, right before this, she bought up like a buttload of land
Yeah.
In Maui.
in Maui.
Millions of dollars.
Then after this, she's also bought more land already.
At a discount.
And I've seen numerous videos of like people who lost their homes, their livelihood, everything, talking about how people are already calling them trying to buy their land for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
At scorching prices.
Hey!
Hey!
Yeah.
That's sad, honestly. And did you? I mean, I can't be the only one that saw the videos of the people in the fire in the ocean.
Oh,
dude.
I didn't
So
see
like
See that?
So they're like literally the beachfront in front of them is all on fire, and there's hundreds of people in the water escaping the fire, and they're just
Yeah.
hanging out in the
They're
water
just swimming.
because there's nothing else for them to
trying
do.
not to.
Search and rescue, though, has been still going around looking for people who went in the water. That's crazy.
awful.
Yeah,
it is
dude.
terrible.
It's so weird because Utah is it's such a unique state. Like I feel like all this crazy banana stuff goes on outside of Utah, and we're in like this little tiny bubble of protection.
Yeah.
Because like it's very rare that we have natural disasters here.
Mm-hmm.
Natural.
I mean, we had right. We had the tornado in like the
Earthquake.
90s, and then we had an
We had that earthquake
like
couple
3 years ago.
Yeah, I better knock on wood, huh?
Yeah.
That was pretty dumb of me to say.
Tornado in the 90s. That was like early 2000s.
Do you remember, though, all growing
I was
up,
the
like
one
you had to
That
practice?
took out the Delta Center.
Yeah.
Oh, it just broke
Remember-
some windows. Didn't do
Yeah.
much.
When we had to do all the earthquake drills and they like pound it in our head and they're like, oh, the fault line's going to fall anytime
Yeah,
now.
uh-huh.
We're
It was in
overdue.
1999.
Doom and
Wow.
Oh, 99.
That was
Dude,
fun. I remember being at
That was
home.
fun.
It was fun because I was at home. We had it on the
Wait.
news. It was like a wicked storm outside, thunder and lightning. We're like, wow, this is crazy.
Show them real quick.
I literally just finished the
There
movie
it is.
Twister when we got
Look at
the
that
news.
tiny tornado. You know what's funny is I was a block away from it when it touched.
It's an F2.
Really?
Yeah, I was at the. Do you remember back in the day? It was the Fun Dome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was at the
Yeah,
Fun Dome.
yeah.
That place is torn down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so fun anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a fun. I mean, now it's a campus, isn't it, or something like that?
It turned into like a school, but
They-
they've completely
Yeah.
They
demolished
completely
it all.
demolished the
Oh, it's
building.
gone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, because when I worked at my previous job, they were considering buying that building to move there.
Lisa always wanted it. She wanted to turn it into a wedding venue. Like, of course you do.
Heck yeah, dude. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Especially if you got
So-
kids around.
So let's conspiracize. What's the word?
Conspirate?
Conspire.
Oh, that's probably
Conspire. Let's conspire here.
Christmas.
Do we have any news? Any updates?
But the thing with I did see something where they were pointing a laser at like different colored papers, like a smaller laser, obviously.
Yeah.
Different colored papers, and they would all light on fire until they hit the blue. And the blue would like absorb it in a way that it wouldn't heat up.
Really?
Yeah.
Heck.
But that being said, though, is that would only stop the initial lighting. If there's fire close enough to it, the fire would just burn it.
But they also said that there was that hurricane or the storm that the winds were rushing that fire through like crazy. So, I mean, there was no stopping it.
But it's what a perfect time to start one.
It just doesn't make any sense because it's one of the most green places on Earth. So how does it catch
Right?
fire?
It's got a dry side. It's like it's an island. It's got its rainforest side and then the dry side.
The dry side is right next to the ocean.
Yeah. That doesn't make any dang sense.
Well, I don't know.
Dude,
But
Hawaii,
it does.
Hawaii has a rainbow on their license plate because every day they count on rain.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Or is it because it's happy?
No. Dude, have you ever been to Hawaii? No, it rains every
Thanks
day.
for rubbing that in.
I know.
It rains every day without fail. So how does that place get a wildfire?
With lasers.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Freaking laser beams.
I don't want to agree to any of your crap.
Just let me look.
Just let me look at your stuff for free.
You might want to type into Reddit, and because Reddit, I think, would have it
I don't know.
for sure.
I saw
sure.
a creepy number today. Again, I have not vetted this, okay? So I could be completely wrong.
Weird.
But I saw a thing today that said that there were like 2,000 kids missing.
What?
Yeah.
In Maui?
Yeah.
It's 1,000.
Like-
I think it's 1,000.
I saw,
Unless they upped it. Last I heard, yeah, they had like
I don't
1,000
know.
kids missing.
But
or
it's like,
something
it's because they're not
well, they
showing up to school or something?
No, so they were. From what I understand, is they were told to go home, and they ended up going home. But then, like, parents were already gone, and the parents
Like
didn't
to
know
go
where
home
they
from school.
Yeah, from school, and the parents were already gone. Like they had already evacuated the places, and so that's why the mayor's under a lot of heat, from what I understand too, because the process of getting the evacuation done is everybody was told something different. So I think like the parents evacuated. I could be completely wrong, but this is from what I understand is the parents evacuated. Kids were told to go home, so they went home, but the place was already evacuated, and then the fires happened, and but it was like up to 1,000 kids or something.
You think they'd be ready
So
ever
this is after the
since
fire was out?
Huh?
After the fire was out, they're missing?
It was like before the fires were really big. And so, but the evacuations, I guess, had just started, but it didn't get to everybody that the evacuations were happening. And
Well, this video that's
I-
going on right here just said that a lot of it was word of mouth evacuation.
yeah,
Yeah, and they have a
geez.
national alarm and that they didn't sound.
That's what I'm. Oh yeah, and then the mayor was on TV for why he didn't do it,
Yeah.
and he claimed it's because it was an air raid siren. And like I don't know, his excuse was very weak
It was very
for why
sad.
he didn't do it. And you'd think they'd be ready for this ever since they accidentally said that they were going to get bombed. Remember that?
Hey, that looked pretty dry. Go back.
Well, it's because it's been burnt to a crisp.
Well, no. Go back.
All the water's been evaporated.
Looks very arid
Let's
on
see.
that side of the
Well,
island.
who's that guy?
Is that
Bro,
Rob
that's
Schneider?
Willie Kawakalimi Shim.
Looks like Rob Schneider from
Yeah.
51st
Dude just
State.
Hawaiian
just
Rob
wants to hang
Schneider.
out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look at that!
man.
Look how wet that is. That is so
Come
moist.
back
Dude,
it
that,
that.
you can't get more
Back
wet.
it
You can't
up.
get wetter than if you
Go
were the
back.
water.
Go back. You son of a gun.
Oh, where was it? Like right here. Look at. Of course, that's dry. Yeah,
Stop. It's right after.
that's after the burn.
all right. I got
No.
the answer.
No, he's got the answer.
I
Here
got-
we go.
Oh wait.
answer.
Okay. To which
Let's go.
question?
How it got a wildfire.
Okay.
Declining rainfall, rising temperatures, and invasive species.
Here, is that the dry you're talking about?
It just says
No. Keep going.
climate change is believed to be a major contributor to those conditions. Natural causes of wildfires includes lightning and volcanic activity. Dry and hot weather can also provide the foundation for extreme wildfires by sucking moisture out of the vegetation and essentially turning it into kindling.
Sounds rehearsed.
Winds from Hurricane Dora and low pressure system near Japan have fanned the flames across the state, and dry vegetation is also a contributing factor.
Did you just say vegetation?
I said vegetation.
Oh.
You said
Hey, that
va-
can
you-
start fires too.
Get your
you
mind out of
said-
the gutter.
No. You said vegetation.
I said vegetation.
You said vegetation. 1,000 because him and I both started laughing. It's all right. I love that term. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use it
Moisture
later.
out of vegetation.
Yeah, yes.
Go shave the vegetation.
I mean, I guess
That would have helped.
you can take the moisture out of a vegetation.
No, that's when it is moist.
What?
Moist. I'm sorry. I tried.
words.
What is the current vegetation at? Are we at 100% vegetation or 0% vegetation?
Very dry and angry.
So 0. Got it. Okay. I love it so much.
I don't know, man.
What are you thinking?
Nothing. I'm just listening.
Like, were they even having any kind of record heat?
No,
They might have been.
There's no way.
How do you know?
Look,
Bro, they are so close to the equator and they are surrounded by water.
Do you know it's hot by the equator?
Not in Hawaii, dude.
But-
It is every day around 80 degrees.
From what
It's
I'm-
hotter here than it is in Hawaii at any point in time.
What I was gonna say is with the island and it has the big mountains. They say that most of what was that? Precipitation.
That was Tony.
It was my beat. Sorry.
Was it?
Yeah.
Most of the precipitation comes along one spot and then it gets caught up in the mountains, like it does here. Why we're drier.
Well,
I mean, Hawaii's hottest day was August 31st, 2019, when their thermometers, I'm assuming by when the mercury, hit 95 degrees.
The heat index though was 105.
Yeah.
With
that's
humidity.
their hottest day ever.
And that was at Magic Island. I don't know what that is. Probably one of their little
I'm
islands.
just saying, they get rain every day.
It is very green. You are right.
And it is like 80 degrees most days.
Yeah, it says their average temperature is about 85.
And
That's still pretty warm.
but
that's
not
less
enough.
than what we've had, and we're
they get,
drier.
They get 4 times as much rainfall, if not more. We're a
Probably
desert
more.
state.
But it's is it allocated to different areas though?
Oh, well, I was going to
Dude,
say,
the
from what
island's
I've
smaller than-
heard, is their most moisture days are actually during like
El
December,
Niño.
January, February. It's actually
During a
like
monsoon.
our winter is when they're like the wettest. So this would actually be kind of more of a drier time for them.
I'm just saying, it doesn't add up, man.
You know, I got a friend who used to live in Hawaii. Let's call him.
It is. Do it.
ask
Phone a
him.
friend.
Do it.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Do it. You know, I got a jack here. Maybe that's on the other one. There's a way that we can connect phones and plug it into this, so we can actually get
I know.
on the phone.
That'd be
That'd be
great.
way fun,
It'd be
He lived in
way
Hawaii
funny.
forever. He knows like all the temperature ordeals. He knows
bro.
Let's ask him.
the main times. Like
Have you ever seen where Hawaii is on a globe? They are super close to the equator. It's shocking how close they are.
Right there.
Anyway,
It's like they're
just-
about,
just
this is California here.
Look at that.
Right.
I mean,
any
Dad is
Hawaii experts out there, leave your comments.
oh sorry,
And
They've
explain to Austin.
They've been zoomed in on you.
there. Well, good thing.
the last 5 minutes they've been watching you browse the internet.
Well, good, because I've been browsing the stuff we're talking about.
All right, there you go. I'll just say. Anyway,
Any of you
guys
Hawaii
are against
experts?
me? You guys being the guys against me here. I feel like it's freaking laser beams.
I do
All
think.
the
I
arguments.
didn't say it
I-
wasn't.
I
but
think
I'm
something's
saying
sketchy.
I don't think.
I just want to
anything
know how
sketchy
they're
happened.
controlling the fire. Because like Cam
Lasers.
said.
It's out now,
no,
isn't it?
No, like Cam said with the blue theory, that makes sense for the lasers directly, but how are they controlling the flame itself?
Right.
Like there's
They could-
video and footage out there of it literally dodging like Oprah's land. Like
Yeah.
it literally goes
Yeah.
around and it's perfectly
It's
not.
kerosene, bro.
I've seen that.
Maybe
No, I know.
Oprah made a
Maybe.
deal with the devil.
We
uses-
know she did.
Well, there you go.
She
See?
waters her land.
Yeah. Maybe she
That too, they
overwaters her
could
land.
that too, though. They could, in fact, like overwater the area.
Or she took all the nitrogen? What do they pump into the air to make it rain more? Is it nitrogen?
Lasers, dude. 10,000. Was
Oh.
it 10,000 watt lasers?
You mean like cloud seeding?
What was it that Utah did for the Olympics?
Oh, it's like
Anyway,
sodium something.
Probably something like that. They probably.
Wait, what did we do?
So when we back in 2002 when we had the Winter Olympics, down
Yeah.
there, we put stuff into the air to then attract more clouds to the area or whatever, so that we got more snowfall that
Yeah.
year.
Then why
it
didn't
work?
we do that like when we're in our droughts?
That's the thing that doesn't make sense. Is they openly talk about this on the news. Like I can't remember if didn't I send you guys the
I
video?
think, yeah.
Yeah,
that-
where they
The
were
guy
shooting
is
lasers
on the
in the
news
air.
talking about how we shot lasers years ago, and now we have even more powerful lasers that we could shoot into the freaking
what?
sky. And it's like, why don't they do it to help? They do it for who knows
Why aren't we
what.
taking
Bro,
areas that
there's
are in
an
extreme
agenda.
droughts and doing
Exactly.
Climate change.
So yeah, the cloud seeding.
This nootropic stuff is making me.
Are you a little wired?
Feeling limitless.
It's making me
Say
big
you were,
conspirator.
Conspiracy.
It's doing the opposite to me because I think this is a bunch of load.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't believe this is one I can't get behind. I don't.
All right, fine. Move on to the next topic.
No, let's talk about how our wonderful government, who truly cares about you, that's sarcasm by the way, is only giving each resident $700 when
Oh.
we're sending billions to those We're sending billions to Ukraine.
You don't ever go full. Never go full.
Hey,
Nice catch.
in Ukraine's defense,
No.
There is
it's
no
not,
defense.
It's not their fault.
Yes.
Like, we just have a stupid government that likes to keep sending them money. You'd think,
Why do you
okay,
think
here's the
that
thing.
is?
Here's the thing.
I understand your
You're a different government, and someone's going to say, hey, we want to keep sending you millions of dollars. You think you're going to tell that government no?
Oh, it's of course not.
Exactly. So it's not Ukraine's fault. It's our government. Who's
You don't think
a
they're
bunch of
laundering
idiots.
any of the money?
Oh,
Any-
who cares what they're doing with it?
What do
We're
you
the
mean,
one
who cares?
providing
It's
it
my
to them.
money.
But we're providing it to them willy-nilly.
No,
Yeah,
it's
not on purpose.
No, it's not. Go take some tap water.
No, bro. That's how they get you. This is purified.
Take some tap water. You'll be all right.
We are
the
providing
frost.
it to them on
Go
purpose.
stare at the jets. Breathe in that exhaust a little bit.
What do they call that back in the day? What did they call that?
Contrails.
Contrails.
Yeah.
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails or contrails?
Contra.
What's
Contra.
con?
Anyway.
I don't know.
That was a
Pretty
video
sure
game.
it's just chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he's-
chemtrails.
Contrail is what was it? Yeah, contrails, also known as condensation trails or vapor trails, are
Oh.
line-shaped clouds produced by aircraft.
Yeah, but
That's
but what
it
I'm
is.
getting at is
they were calling them chemtrails.
Contrails are the real thing.
Yeah,
chemtrails are the conspiracy.
back in the day they were thinking you were poisoning the air with chemtrails. They were pouring
It's a
it.
fact. Just kidding.
It could be, bro. You never know.
I don't know, man.
But no, it's just sickening to me that
So yeah,
we
here's your
don't help our own
$700.
people.
Yeah.
I saw this kid had a lemonade stand and raised like $25,000 for Maui.
That's cool.
Just from a lemonade stand. Or
Watch
maybe
him-
it was like 17,000.
watch him
But
pull
either
up
way, it
and
was
do
like
hustler.
10.
So what do you do with all the lemonade?
Huh?
How'd he do it?
Having a lemonade stand. Like
He
he was
put-
just.
People probably were
How
like,
much
"Here,
was he selling?"
I was going to say
$200 for a
people,
cup of
yeah.
lemonade."
It was probably just donations primarily.
Yeah.
Next
You're
thing
never
you know,
gonna see that kid again.
Kid's rolling up in a Maserati to sell lemonade. He's like, yeah, for the Hawaii.
I got this on a 4-year lease.
I
I mean,
what
for-
about that guy who
Which guy?
what?
We're on a rolling. What do you think about that guy?
the roll seemed like it was confused away for a second.
Well, it's just funny. No,
Okay, go
There's
ahead.
a lot of guys out there.
I'm so confused.
I don't know.
Well, okay, I'll say this. Back to the Maui thing. Since we need a direction. I will say this. Whether or not.
Yes, it's the weather.
Yes. Whether or not these fires were started intentionally for the rich to get richer, buy more land, or it wasn't, I don't think that they should be out there buying up the land.
No.
Did you hear the latest news? So the governor over Hawaii came out and said that they are not allowing the sale of any property.
Good.
Good.
So there you go.
Good.
So we'll
Yeah,
see if it happens again.
Could you imagine you're
Unless
watching
you're paying
all of
double what it's worth when it wasn't burnt.
Yeah.
You're watching all of your possessions, everything you own, love, go up in flames to turn around and be like, "Hey, you selling that?" It's like, are you serious right
And
now?
then,
And then
them
you have the-
lowballing for less than what it was worth.
Then you have the president going there saying, "I know what you guys are feeling. I had a kitchen fire once, and it
I heard.
Right?
I heard someone
I was
was
like,
telling me
"Come
that
on."
he said, "I almost lost my Corvette." Like,
I didn't hear that. I just remember he's like, almost started a fire in the kitchen."
They're so out of touch. It's
like,
ridiculous.
dude, you have no idea.
Can you pull that video up? Because I haven't seen it yet. And I'm so curious.
It's like, well, the real story is there wasn't really life threatening. They got the fire out real quick, but he's like, "I know how you guys are feeling. I had a kitchen fire, and it."
It's such a joke, dude.
I was like, "Come on, man."
Such
They
a
just,
joke.
these people are just uprooted. You know what I mean?
It feels like such a slap in the face, dude.
Yeah.
Like the $700 is almost worse than nothing.
Yeah,
In a weird way.
Yeah.
Like it feels like so minimal. It's like,
that's a gallon of milk in Hawaii.
dude, Hawaii is so expensive.
what's the population of Hawaii? Like, I'm curious.
That island.
Yeah, that island. So, like, if you were to do $700 a person times however many, what's that total?
Not much.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh yeah, almost losing his Corvette in a small house
Yeah.
fire.
So the population in Maui is 144,000.
Oh, that's not much at all.
144.44 thousand.
144,000 times 700.
What is that?
Definitely not that much compared to the billions that we've sent to Ukraine. Anyway,
Just add it to the deficit.
700.
Yeah,
That
right.
is a
100 million.
100,800,000.
wow, so much.
So generous.
Good heavens. That probably took them at
100.8
least
million.
2 hours to print.
Oh, but they probably haven't even gotten the money yet. I bet you they don't get the money for like a month.
No, they'll probably have to apply for it with their taxes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get
It'll
it
be a
next
tax
year.
deduction.
Yep.
They're getting taxed on tax money.
Yep. Oh, we see that you live in Maui. Would you like to apply for the $700 tax credit?
Yeah. That's actually a guarantee that's how it's.
So at the time he addressed people at the Lahaina Civic Center, 115 people were dead. 80% of the town structures were damaged or destroyed.
Crazy.
And he said, I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. As he told the crowd, the president went on to share a story from 2004 when lightning struck a wire and ran underneath his home and caused a small fire that was contained to the kitchen. According to the Associated Press report, to make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat
A small fire.
in his kitchen.
The president then clarified he was kidding and praised firefighters for their brave work to
Oh
save
my
the family during
gosh.
the 2004.
That was a dumb thing to do.
Disgusting.
Did you see all the people
We
that he
were
was doing out
insured.
there just staring at him like, really?
Someone was telling me that they interviewed one of the locals there, and they were straight up like, take your $700 and use it to go home. Like they were pissed.
I mean, a lot of the politicians just, they're out of touch. You know what I mean? They're, in my opinion.
But it's almost bewildering how far out of touch. Like it's
Right.
you almost can't wrap your head around that someone could be that ignorant and out of touch.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Dumb.
next
Kind of
item.
on the politician thing. Did you see that one senator, I forget his name, he froze again?
Oh, McConnell.
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something's going on up
Glitch in the
there.
Matrix.
Yeah.
So
Glitch in his brain
little,
chip.
It's a little chip. Little short.
He forgot his meth for the day.
Right.
On a sadder note, you see Mr. Good Old Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he already died.
Did you really?
I really did.
Mandela effect?
Yeah, that effect, it really did. I was like, because somebody sent something to us, and I was like, I thought he was already dead too.
That's crazy.
In
Yeah.
the game of life, he got closest to 100 without going over it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, man. The most Price is Right thing ever.
He probably did that on purpose.
Him and Betty White, man.
Oh.
To be honest, I thought he was like, I mean, 99's incredible, but like, I'm like, that guy's been around forever.
Yeah.
I thought for sure he was older.
You ever notice that
Not
Drew,
by much, but
Drew Carey looks more and more like him every day? It's like the Price is Right is like morphing him into. It's wild.
I feel
dude.
like the price is. I mean, I don't watch it anymore.
Pull
I
up a
haven't
picture
forever,
of him. I'm
but
curious.
The price is wrong, Bobby.
It's literally the best part of the show. Oh man.
That's Bob Barker. I want Drew. I typed Drew Carey.
ugh.
His hair is weirdly long in there, but like,
He looks more like Willie Nelson.
Oh yeah, I see that.
oh, there, look at that. He just looks so. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm saying. That's what the Price is Right did to him.
Turn
From
his
the
hair
left to the
white.
right. Yeah, dude.
Looks like he's taking care of himself.
I mean, he's
lost a lot of weight.
This is basically his
Yeah.
pension. Dude, he's probably going to be on there until his ripe old age when he can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to be a game show host,
Oh, heck yeah.
depending on the game show. But
Yeah. Steve Harvey, Family Feud.
yeah,
That'd be
I
do
love,
way
something
fun.
I love
that.
how
That'd
many
be
like
awesome.
Speaking
kind
of Steve
it's always
Harvey,
comedians.
did you hear his wife cheated on him?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
With his bodyguard and personal chef.
Yep.
At the same time?
Probably.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Poor Steve. How can you do that to a guy like Steve Harvey?
Especially like, have you ever heard him how he talks about her all the time?
Yeah.
Like in every video, he refers to his wife almost always.
Uh-huh.
Well, some of his advice he gives too, like life advice, when he starts talking, you're like, oh man, that guy's
Yeah.
a solid
Dude
dude.
knows a lot.
What's his wife
guy.
look like? I'm curious.
She's actually
She's
really
pretty
gorgeous.
attractive.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
On a related note, did you see? Have you heard of that news of the tick that makes you allergic to red meat?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what's even scarier about that is there was like a scientific like forum or talk or something where there was a scientist talking about global warming and to reduce that, getting rid of cows and meat and stuff like that, saying that the world eats too much meat. And he says we can genetically modify a tick that could bite you and make you allergic to meat.
Get out.
Yeah. They straight up told the plan to the world, and all of a sudden there's these ticks that can make you allergic to meat.
Now, what if you're not allergic to lab-grown red meat, and that's the transition?
Tofu?
You have all these people that are allergic to cow meat, and then it's like, oh, but guess what? You don't have the reaction with this lab-grown meat.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying?
I choose death.
I don't
That's
know,
the
man.
thing, dude.
It's crazy.
Well, they let all those genetically modified mosquitoes out too. Did you hear about that?
No.
Look it up. I don't know much, but I know. I love you.
I hate it because I know it's just possible. I know they could do that.
So that's what she looks like.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to control the I think it was down in Florida,
Poor Steve.
but it's supposed to control the mosquito population or something like that.
Oh, wait. I think I do.
It's down near the Everglades, I'm pretty sure. Genetically
doesn't it, like,
modified mosquitoes released.
Doesn't it like make them, when they create offspring, they die faster or something like that?
Yeah, something to that degree.
Well, feel free to include personal things since you guys aren't chiming in on much of this.
So quiet over there.
I'm just listening because I don't know any of it.
I don't know.
Genetically modified mosquito.
The best news that came out of this week was that Nevada ranger that plowed through the climate change protesters blockade at the
Oh yeah.
at the Burning Man.
Yeah.
Did you guys see
No.
that, bro? So Burning Man is this big party that happens out in Nevada,
Heard of it?
and these people set up this giant metal blockade in the middle of the road to stop everyone that's heading to. Because they were protesting the millionaires who fly in. So they're going to block the road
Right.
to protest against millionaires who are literally flying in.
Because you got to realize, like, it's out in the middle of nowhere desert. So
Yeah.
the road to it is just a
It's a
two-lane
two-lane road.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like those videos at Woodstock where literally the
Yeah.
street just goes for miles and there's giant traffic jams. Anyway, so there's this metal blockade and these guys are protesting these millionaires. And look at him. He plows right through it with his boom. He
There's
just hits it
someone
with his
sitting on it.
trailer.
Aren't they chained to it?
Probably. But
yeah.
Oh, yeah. She is. She's chained to it.
he plows through it and then he flips around and comes back and is threatening to hit it again and is yelling at him through his
Well, and then he gets out and he pulls out his gun and tells him to get
I
out
thought
of the
it
road.
was a taser or
Taser or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, because you see it at the
lethal.
end there. He's got
It
it.
might be one of those like bing bag
It's
guns.
probably his taser.
Look at that. Ejectocito, cuz.
See, he's got.
It's
Yeah.
a
Oh,
taser.
it's so good.
But
They don't hold
still,
a gun like that.
Still, like,
I saw.
I wish they'd do that more often.
I don't remember
dude, I
the
love it.
details of it, but I saw something else with protesters where they glued their hands to the pavement.
yep.
Did you see that? I don't know if this was recent or what, but they glued their hands to the pavement in protest. But then when the EMTs came, they had to like cut their hands off of the pavement, and now the protesters are screaming in agony. And it's
Well, and they might lose the hand. is
yeah,
what they
and it's
said.
like you were the one that did it.
What were they protesting?
It's the same.
Concrete.
So it's a nonprofit called Just Stop Oil. So they're the ones responsible for all that stupid crap, gluing themselves to the road, gluing themselves to the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, throwing oil on them, throwing tomato sauce onto art in the Louvre, like, and gluing themselves to the wall. They do all that crap, and the one we just saw was actually them too. But now people are getting so fed up with it because they're stopping. There was another video came out not too long ago where they were blocking the road, and there was a lady right behind them who was trying to get to the hospital with her child, and they would not move. And like, it's like, what are you doing?
You know
they're
what, at
trying
that
to
point-
stop oil, but they're attacking the people who have literally no power over that decision.
Yeah, that makes
I'm
no
sorry.
sense.
If I'm in a car and my child needs to get to the hospital and these people won't move, I'm running them over.
Run them
I
over.
don't care.
Stop for a second and be like, hey, I'm going that way. You want to come?
Get in the back.
Get in the back.
No. Then you tell them, "Oh, I'm sorry. You got to stay here because you were blockaded."
But I need to watch this video because these guys infiltrated Just Stop Oil. They joined it, pretending to be, of the same mind. Got into them and figured out where they were going to have this big meeting
Protest?
in this
Oh.
cathedral thing. And so in the cathedral, they brought in all these balloons, and it's super tall, obviously. And on the balloons, they had this super high pitched alarm. So they go in there and they set it on and it had a timer on it, and they just let the balloons go. So they all go to the ceiling while they're having their meeting, and all of a sudden they're like, they couldn't stop. It's funny. I need to watch the video all the way through, but it's nice.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That used to be on my bucket list, going to Burning Man once.
There's some weird stuff out there.
I know.
I wouldn't mind going.
You know what's scary is
I take my nootropics.
I'm one of you. What was it, years ago? I used to work with a guy who would go every year pretty much. And he went that year that the one dude committed suicide by running
Oh, I heard
into the
about
Burning
that.
Man at the end.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was the Burning Man.
He was. So at the end of it, they burned this giant effigy.
Right.
It's a massive bonfire, and this dude just ran straight into it.
Boy thought he was Apollo, is what happened.
Yeah.
Too many mushrooms.
It's
Probably.
crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
People are scary.
Da.
Dude, there's so many weird things. Did you see that little kid that got
Oh,
they tried to kick out because of the "Don't Tread on Me" flag he had on his backpack?
what?
Yes.
Wait, what was this?
That
This
is
little-
absolutely ridiculous. 'Cause
Right?
The teacher's a moron,
So dumb.
and so is the administration. Like,
Oh gosh.
Well, did you see that they've said he could have it now?
So he had the "Don't Tread on Me."
Who did?
So it's this
kid.
This
kid
little
in
kid.
Colorado. He was at a
He was just in
charter school.
Oh,
And so he had a "Don't Tread on Me" badge on the thing sewed onto his backpack. And let's see if Cam pulls up the picture here.
So that's the kid,
Yeah.
and then that's
So
his
that's
backpack.
his backpack.
So he had the Gadsden flag, is what it's called, famously the "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
Yeah. And
Kid
so
likes snakes.
the teacher,
it's got a Doge right next to him, man.
Right.
Who cares?
the
then he's
teacher
gonna-
had complained, and they actually told
Face.
him that
I love this kid.
he couldn't come to class with his backpack, and they told him to leave his backpack outside, grab all his stuff out of it, and then he can come to class. And he's like, "What?" And well, his mom got a hold of it, and so they actually went and had a meeting with the thing, and she filmed it with the teacher. And the teacher was like, based on what the flag means and what it was used for the slave trade and all this stuff, and she goes, "You mean the what was it? What was it?
Revolutionary
The
War.
Revolutionary War, where we were fighting against England?" And she goes, "Well, no, it was used for the Civil War against the slave trade, and it means all this stuff about slaves, and it just isn't right to have in school. We need to get rid of it." And she was like, "That is not what the flag was used for."
Right.
And the teacher was like, "Well, I'm not here to argue anything. I'm just saying
I'm here to enforce the,
the policy
policies
of the district, all the stuff that he cannot wear it anymore." And so a bunch of people were throwing back at it. I'm surprised the mom didn't in the video.
They were very calm. Like the
yeah.
kid was super chill. The mom was very calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the teacher, because the mom came back with all of this educated stuff, and the teacher, all of a sudden you could see her just fumbling over words, and then she just kept going to the district. We're here to enforce the district policy. But a lot of people's comments were like, okay, well, what if you had someone wearing a rainbow flag and gay pride and all this stuff? It was like, you would allow them in there, even though some people don't believe in it and it's against their policies. Like, you would allow that because it would be against what we're fighting for right now.
Yeah.
So something like this that you have apparently no knowledge of, why are you trying to kick this kid out of school because of that? And so
Yeah, it's ridiculous because it
It's-
has nothing to do.
It had nothing
slavery
to do
at
with
all.
the slavery at all.
I wish
nothing-
she was my teacher.
Why?
I don't know.
Her?
Insightful.
Is that
not
the
that
teacher?
not that
Yeah,
picture though.
That's the teacher.
There's a different picture. That one.
I'm confused.
No, that was the picture. I'm lonely.
Is that the teacher or is that the mom?
That's the teacher.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But that's
Yeah, because it's a video. When you watch the video, that's the teacher talking.
well, and that's I think she was even trying to fight that mom. You could tell she was even trying to fight for it too. It's like how can we allow one side of ideologically thinking to do what they want, but then you have another
Ideology.
side that you can't let them
Right.
do what they want.
And that's the whole purpose
Like-
of the First Amendment is
Yeah.
to let them both.
Yes.
It's like,
Yep.
say what you want.
And I think that's what the mom was basically trying to get across. She's,
And you can still be friends too.
Yes.
It works.
Right?
It
Yeah.
happens.
But dude, it
No,
makes me
no,
wanna,
we can't.
Makes,
You're
it makes
not
me
on the
wanna
same side
plaster
as
this
me.
flag like everywhere.
Ugh.
Like I just want to go put it on everything now.
Yeah.
I was kidding, by the way. For those of you that can't pick up on sarcasm, of course we can be friends.
All friends.
But it's ridiculous, dude. Because they totally walked it back at the second. And this is what I hate: is the second they get any pressure, they just cave.
Well, she probably
And
saw
from both
something
sides.
once saying that it was racist, and so she went off that it's racist.
Oh.
And she doesn't know. She's ignorant to what it actually stood for.
It's even more alarming though. You're a freaking teacher. I'm supposed to depend on
educator.
you to educate people.
Yeah.
well,
right?
and if you even read that line too, they said one staff member claimed it was disruptive to the classroom environment.
Disruptive because they were like, bro, that sticker's so cool, man, dude. I want
Right.
one of those, dude. That's so rad.
Yeah, you want to know
Disruptive.
you want to know why it was disruptive is because they brought attention to it.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The teacher probably pointed it out, and all the kids were like, "What is that?" Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So hey,
Calm down, everyone.
the best way to not be disruptive, hey, don't bring attention to it.
Right.
Oh, that's funny. So in the video, he actually says, "Today was a good day. The kids were really hyped up. They're putting the 'Don't Tread on Me' on their lockers and everywhere now around the school."
Yes.
So
That's what it's for.
yep.
Bringing back its true meaning.
Play the Metallica song.
That's freaking wrong. Oh, the thing I was gonna say though, because the argument that they try to make is that okay, sure, it was made in 1775 by this guy whose last name was Gadsden, representing the 13 colonies fighting against the British. But then they say, but in recent times, people who are pro-slavery or blah blah blah
Yeah.
have also used the flag.
it for
It's
that.
like, okay,
And
but why does that? How does that taint the actual meaning of the flag?
yeah. Well, yeah.
That
'cause
means
that's-
nothing.
I even read that like someone I go through the comments on this stuff all the time, and someone was like, "Well, you need to understand that this flag has also been used in that same thing for slavery. Maybe that's where the teacher was coming from." And it's like, okay, but look at the main origins of the flag.
Do some
And
research.
it had nothing to do with what the teacher was claiming.
By that same logic, you could be like, you know what? All these neo-Nazis eat peanut butter. So if you eat peanut butter, you are for the slave.
Chunky peanut butter.
Like,
chunk.
you know what I
Not
mean?
chunky.
That's the exact same logic where it's like, oh, they drive this car, that means it's racist. It's like,
Yeah.
no, why are you letting dictate or
A
ruin
racist
the
drove a
thing?
Corvette, so if you have a Corvette.
Right, there you go.
The best is when the people that are like anti-race and it's like they're driving a VW and it's like
Oh, Alyssa Milano. Alyssa Milano. Remember?
ha
Do you remember that?
yeah
When she sold her Tesla because she didn't want to be part of his, I don't know, capitalistic,
Oh, yeah.
oppressive Nazi regime or something stupid like that, and then literally bought a VW, which was created by Hitler.
it's like
Interesting fact, though, the swastika actually used to be a religious symbol.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then but that one, they went too far with that one.
Hitler,
Yeah, they kind
well,
of made
wasn't
it.
it flipped though?
Hitler tainted that.
Yeah.
What?
Wasn't the religious symbol flipped?
I
Like
think
it was
like
a,
the,
it was a
yeah,
mirror
the symbols were
image.
pointing the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
wasn't
in
it
it-
straight up and down where the swast?
No,
Or-
so instead of, I think the tail goes to the right. It went to the left instead.
It's almost like it's flipped on a vertical axis,
Yeah.
and so basically it'd be like looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
It was.
That happens to me sometimes.
What?
goes to the right or to the left.
It just depends on how you're looking
Depends
at
It's
it.
on
not
if I'm
always
looking
On a
at
vertical axis.
It's not consistent.
How much water
Depends
you
on
drink.
if I'm looking in the mirror.
How hydrated you are, yeah. 100%. You got to stay hydrated. For sure.
Yeah, so see, like,
what pants she's wearing.
those symbols are like pointing the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that you can't really see it. There's a black icon on the bottom. There you go. That's better.
Yeah.
So there you
This
can
is
see
a
the difference.
crossword puzzle. These are murderers.
Yeah, so it went the opposite way.
So
Yeah, the flag did.
bottom left is because now I'm confused which ones. So
Yeah,
the
which
bottom
one's
left
Hitler's?
is the
So the
not
bottom
this
left
This
is
one's the
Hitler's.
swastika.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all actually it's flipped on a horizontal plane.
The other
There you go.
ones
That's what it is.
are supposed to represent peace and harmony. So it's
Okay.
It's literally
Opposite.
like they took it
But
and
the
kind of switched it to
swastika-
be the opposite
okay.
of it.
So
the
maybe that's
like an upside down cross.
Isn't it more of an X though?
no, it's like that.
It does stay like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And maybe that was the idea, right? Instead of opposite of peace and harmony, they're like, hey, if we flip it, then it's like the yin to the yang.
Yeah.
We're the opposite of that. So we're like
Control
terror
and-
control.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anything going on in your lives?
Weird.
I had,
I
real
closed
quick.
on my house.
Yeah, baby.
I'm
Cheer,
officially
boy.
moved in.
Chia boy.
Moved
Closed on the
in.
10th, and yeah,
Enjoying the new house?
Heck
Enjoying the
yeah.
new digs?
we're enjoying it, loving it. It's so nice to have our own space again. It's been great. I'm so excited.
And you can walk around the house at night and it's quiet.
It is.
And you can hear your own heartbeat. And you're like,
Then your mom's banging on the.
Keep it down. Yeah, she's another
Meatloaf!
story, but I'm loving it.
that's awesome.
Where's the meatloaf?
Cam, I wanted to share with you. So, at this table, I got a question. Cam, don't answer. Do any of you guys remember growing up a movie called Shazam?
Shazam or Kazam?
Shazam.
Kazam.
No.
With, what was his name?
Sinbad.
Sinbad.
There's no
Oh.
movie. There's no such movie.
Do you remember? Do you remember this
I
movie?
remember
No.
that.
I remember
remember
us
seeing
talking
this.
about this.
I remember
but no.
Kazam.
With Shaquille O'Neal.
No, that's Kazam.
Yeah, that's Kazam. Which
Sinbad.
there was no genie movie with Sinbad.
Wrong Shazam.
So it's funny because
That's-
we did a Mentry episode on this on Mandela effects, and one of them was
Yeah.
the Shazam movie, if it existed or not. And it's funny because I also misquoted it. I said I am Shazam, which is actually Shaquille O'Neal's line when he's Kazam. He says
Kazam.
I am Kazam.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there's a Mandela effect. Many people from our era either remember it or don't remember it. And it's with Sinbad playing as
Shazam.
Shazam.
Okay.
A
Anyway.
genie. He was a genie.
So this is more so for Cam because we had fun with that episode, and someone named Mad Mavic, MADDMAVIC, their family used to own a video store in the 80s and 90s,
Okay.
and they said Shazam did exist.
I freaking told you.
Isn't that crazy? I don't
Dude,
know.
I
man.
swear.
I don't know. It's crazy.
That
I
guy's
swear it
looking
did.
for attention. It did
I
not.
don't-
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know.
He doesn't. Everyone who asks him, he's like, no, this was not a thing. Like, he tells everyone he did not
Sinbad?
do it. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
He's talking about Mad Mavic, the guy that commented.
Yeah, Mad Mav,
Oh.
the guy who said, "Oh, there was one." No,
I believe it. I know there was.
you would.
I know there was.
You would.
I thought so too. But
Thank
then
you.
I thought we talked about this.
We did.
We
did.
did. We talked
covered
about
it a lot.
Mandela effects, and
Yeah.
this came up.
Yeah, we talked about it a long time ago.
I don't know. I just
I like that one.
I had to share it.
What is that? Walt Disney? Oh, that one's
Matilda.
funny. You got one.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
That's funny.
Anyway, I just had to share that. I thought it was a fun little comment.
Yeah.
So closed on the house,
I
moved
believe it.
in, enjoying the
Yes.
quiet.
Yep.
Zach?
The garage doesn't look like we're moved in, but
Hey,
we
man,
are.
That's
telling-
the truth.
I am
No,
telling
I'm
you
just
what,
kidding.
it'll be there a year.
Yeah.
I'm telling it's crazy. When we moved into this house, we had so much more stuff than when we moved into our first house. Because literally, we unpacked everything in our first house within like a week. But this house, oh man, it took forever. We finally got through all of it, but it took a long time. It took like almost a year.
Yeah. I know we look at, because we got everything moved in to be livable and we're comfortable and everything. And so then we look at out in the garage and we're like, what could it be? Like, we've got everything we need in here.
Now's
Sell
the
it.
time to downsize.
Now's the time to sell. You don't need it.
I
You're
know.
not missing. You don't even know what's in those boxes.
A lot of it's holiday. I know that for sure. But
I always talk to Lisa about that because we still have stuff in our garage. I was like, she's like, it's just been in there forever. It's like, yeah. So why do we need it?
actually, I know what a
Let's
lot
just
of it
get rid
is
of it.
too, that we are going to start getting rid of slowly, is a ton of it is baby stuff. And so now that we're officially done with babies, we can start getting rid of it. But
What? What are you shaking your head at?
We need to watch that video at some point. I want to see what he said. I
Sounds
found
like
this,
he's out of his mind.
bro. I found this random article. It's New Jersey 101.5. Looks like it's a news or a radio station. But there's a video here where he apparently confesses that it did happen.
The movie did happen.
So he visited us. He seemed to confess, but we took it more as frustration, fed up with the internet commentators who wouldn't let it go. We couldn't have been more wrong. They quote him saying, "I knew it wasn't going to be a great movie because I have no genie skills." He was embarrassed. The movie shouldn't have happened, and it took a lot of government intervention to get those movies out of people's homes. It took a lot of mind control. It took a lot of murder. If we find you, we're going to kill you, Sinbad says. See his real confession above and his earlier angry half confession below. So there's two videos of him. We need to watch these.
Watch
Yes.
it. We can do
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Do it to it.
I don't know if there's no audio. The remote's over there.
Get it.
Got my drink, my water.
Everyone else need anything while I'm
oh my gosh.
You've been waiting.
Yeah.
Someone else will get up.
Well, I didn't want it. It was a perfect opportunity.
True.
I would have grabbed it for you.
I know.
Bunch of dicks.
All right,
did
let's
grab it.
see this, man. Oh, it was up.
Oh, what's up? Maybe it just won't.
Oh, it's your computer speakers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Let's see here.
let's see.
I'm embarrassed because I've been telling people I never did Shazam, and people always walk up on me, and I'm just gonna tell you what happened.
Fast forward. You know they're
I
gonna.
did do Shazam. I'm not proud of it. When I did Shazam, I was doing a lot of crack, paying in crack
This is-
houses, and I did Shazam for crack money. I knew it wasn't gonna be a great movie because I have no genie skills. I think most movies you have to bring something out of yourself, and I've never been a genie or had magical powers. It was a learning process for me as I was doing this movie.
It's parody.
It's got to be a
100%
parody.
parody.
A lot of Crisco oil to slide up into that lamp. So, I injured myself.
Oh, yeah. This is dumb.
Stupid clickbait.
We're echoing.
That's fine.
Yeah, you did. It did exist. It took a lot of government intervention.
That's funny. That's funny.
We just got pranked by
We
Sinbad.
did. I'm surprised it didn't just rickroll
I
us.
was gonna say we got Rick.
Oh man, that's funny. Hurt you.
I like that song.
I hate it.
I
Like
love,
my dad always says, believe none of what you see and half of what you read.
Yeah.
I love Rick Astley's song, dude. That song's so good. Hey, speaking of music, I introduced Paige to A Day to Remember the other day. She loves it.
Yes.
Nice.
Dude, I
Love
showed her
it.
I showed her Second Sucks today, and she was like,
Freaking
in the back
love
seat
it.
just kind of.
That's the song she's gonna play while she destroys your house.
She becomes busting into your room. You're afraid. It's like, oh my gosh.
Who's that? Who's the guy who broke the internet? Anthony Oliver or something like that too, who came out with that song.
What?
Oh yeah,
He's got the
country
big
dude.
his beard makes yours look
Yeah,
Oh, the country guy.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that song's amazing.
It is a
it's
good
so
song.
good
It's a good song.
and even crazier. I mean, it's
He's on-
crazy because he
Well, he doesn't even want.
he's
the
turning
attention.
down everything.
Yeah.
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 People are trying to give him record deals. He's like, no.
I heard that he
He's like, I
is
don't want
actually
any of
singing
this.
the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Is that
That'll
a
be
myth?
cool.
That would be
That'd be
weird.
cool.
And then he said he doesn't want the money because he sings that song for free.
I thought it's going to be I heard
America.
rumors it's supposed to be Miley Cyrus and Bieber or something.
That would make more sense.
Right.
Boo.
But he was on Joe Rogan too. I got to listen to that.
I mean, I don't hate
Oh,
the
yeah, I did
music.
see that.
It's football. Why give us some rock and roll, baby.
I've wondered that for
I hate
years.
their music.
Huh?
I hate their music.
Okay, you can hate it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Saying.
Teach their own,
I think
man.
the
I'm
closest
just
thing-
saying, football and rock and roll
Yeah.
go hand in hand.
Yeah.
and country.
Or country.
Even country.
True.
Like me not liking country at all, I would even take a country artist.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, gosh, intros with Carrie Underwood and
I mean, they did
Right.
the what? The 5-6 rap people a couple of years ago.
That was actually
That was
pretty cool.
really cool. Why don't they do it with like 5-6 country guys or 5-6 top rock guys?
Haven't they? No, who didn't someone
They turn into a mosh pit.
when the Rolling Stones performed? Someone else performed with them, didn't they?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know Aerosmith performed quite a few years back. Tom Petty, I want to say, did too. They're about the closest of rock, but they always pair it with someone pop. So it's
Yeah.
like they don't get the full stage.
Yeah.
It's because they're
And-
trying to mash together two generations.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Like, I know Zach would hate this one, but in all reality, like Metallica, I feel like they have some good, clean rock and roll that I think would be freaking awesome.
Oh, it would be great.
Yeah, it would turn the halftime show into like 2 hours with just one song.
That's the intro.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Metallica too. I mean,
But see,
I
that's
like-
the fun part. Is then the rest
I-
of the game has to be played around them.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got an ACDC
I like the instrument work, though.
Thunderstruck.
There
Like
we
they're
go.
already playing it in the arena,
There we go.
Heck
You know, they'll have to like cut away though to the retirement home.
right?
Be like, and now ACDC, and it's just a big monitor of them and the
Could you imagine?
bunch
like,
of nurses around them helping them.
could you imagine if they brought out like Slipknot or someone?
That'd be
Like
dope.
full
Terrifying.
blown.
Nope.
gosh dang.
Like or Mudvayne
You
or
know what
someone
always-
heavy. Like it's just like
What always cracks me up about Slipknot is now looking back, their music isn't all that hard.
Here we go. Slipknot and Justin Bieber.
yeah, you want to mash up.
Hey, what was that? What
Remember
was
that mashup? Yeah.
yeah.
It
That
was actually
mashup.
way good.
No, the Spice Girls one. Do you remember that one? It was
Yeah.
Was it Spice Girls and Slipknot? And it was
I don't know if I heard
I'll
that
tell you
one.
what I want, what I really, really want. And then, but it was mashed up with another. I'm almost positive it was a Slipknot song.
Yeah, dude, this song.
This
is
is
dope.
the one I remember.
Psychosocial
Psychosocial Baby.
Oh
And
yeah,
I loved it.
Is this copyright?
I don't know. We're gonna roll with the punches. If it's still here, it's still here. Probably this beginning part is 100%. It's so fire. It's so fire. You might as well call it Maui.
Oh my goodness. Here, got it.
This is blasphemy.
I love it.
I actually like it a lot.
You know what's funny though is they look so terrifying, but their music is so soft for the most part now.
You should do the Slipknot and Spice Girls. I'm curious which one it is now.
If you want to breathe my sulfur.
Yeah, it looks so terrifying.
Yeah, that,
I love
this
it.
is the one.
You see that snare?
Oh my god, I would pay to see this live. Dude, I'm gonna change my ringtone to this. Could you imagine? Middle of the grocery store, you hear the. They're like, what? What was this guy listening to?
I mean, I went down a rabbit hole. They have Cartman singing all these songs. Have you heard those?
No.
Cartman from.
Oh
South-
wait, I think I have.
There's
heard
a
that.
ton of them.
Dude, I'm gonna listen to that on the way home.
Dude, it's a bop, bro. It's 100% a bop. You must bop. It's too bop to not bop. You must bop.
Oh man. I just love how, like, the best part is you can make anything match up as long as the beats permit it, or pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Or
learned that in
multiple
Pitch
each other.
Perfect.
Yep.
She mashes up almost everything.
That's right.
It's true.
But it's so good.
Oh, dude. I love, like, if you didn't know what they look like, you'd think that they just look like general guys. Then you turn on the masks and it makes it hilarious.
They still do
happening?
behind the mask, but yeah, they're.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I just think it's funny because it's like
There's so
growing
many.
up, junior high school, Slipknot, Mudvayne, like those were the heavy,
Yeah.
scary bands, and it's like now the death metal that's out there, it's like holy shit, yeah.
Sounds like they're puking
Oh
everywhere.
yeah, they're just throwing up the whole time.
Speaking of on the topic of music, that song you sent us, the what's it called again now?
Window Dreams.
Window Dreams?
By rebate coupons.
Yeah.
Oh, that song's so
That
good.
is so
fun.
good.
It's good.
I've
Yeah,
listened to
listen
it
to
so
it.
many times.
Dude, it's so good. I had it
song's
on repeat.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm actually bummed there isn't more of them.
Right. Well, they had like 4,000 likes when I ran into it, and I was like, I started listening. I was like, this song is
Dude,
awesome.
I think it's blowing up real fast.
It's got to. I hope so because they need some money to do an album. because
Yeah.
Yeah. That song's so good.
You heard
Yeah.
it here, guys.
I like the
Help.
piano. Yeah. I like the piano in it. It's like it's
How
weird
long ago
though.
was that?
It's like he sounds kind of like Fall
I'll
Out
send
Boy.
it to you later. You're going to be
Yeah.
scrolling a while.
I don't remember seeing that one.
He sounds like
It's in
Fall Out
Messenger.
Boy, but then that
that's why I
bass,
never
he's
saw
got
it.
that bass,
Yeah.
that riff, and it's
Yeah.
almost like a Coheed.
He's slapping the bass.
The bass.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know. It's a good song.
All right. Last call.
Zach,
Any other stories? Give us all your goods, man.
tell us your stories.
Tell us your stories. I heard one about a tree.
stories?
A walnut tree or an oak tree or a maple tree.
An oak tree trying to sue you?
Hickory.
Um,
Something's always a stew in the Van Beekum household.
That's
the
nuts.
truth.
A series of unfortunate
That is always happening. No, we so I had a company come out today to do a price. I got 3 trees in my. That's 4. I got 3 trees.
3 of them.
Picked up a 3, my lord.
I got 3 trees in my yard, and 1 in the front, 2 in the back, and they really need to just be shaped and pruned, and just they're going crazy.
Let themselves go.
And so,
I only have 1 at the front, so.
yeah. Anyways, guy came in and he sent me the quote today, and so I've got 2 trees that he was like, yeah, those ones could be pruned, but I have a walnut tree, and he's like, unfortunately, he was like, it needs to go. So my neighbor, he's extending out his garage, and so they had a construction company. He had a guy come over, and he's been digging all this stuff on the side yard. Like, they came in 2 feet into my yard, so they could have the stuff, because he's putting up what do you call it? A wall, like a retaining wall. And then they're going to backfill it and all that stuff. And so then I'll have my property line back and everything. And he came and asked me about it. And I was like, that's fine. Whatever you got to do. Like, cause we're pretty good neighbors with him.
I
Like,
want to slap you.
sorry. Well, here's
how they encroach
here's the
on your
tough
property.
conversation now that I get to have with him is this guy who dug up his yard. Well, he dug up half the root system for that tree. And the guy who came and looked at it today, he goes, that tree's going to be dead by the end of summer next year.
Put some systemic pesticide on it. It may make it, it may not. But if you put systemic pesticide around it, it goes up into the tree. Because what
Well-
happens is when it gets sick, the bugs kill it.
The issue is right now is the tree. He was looking at the tree. The tree is so far because it's like half dead, half alive. And he's like, if we were to prune it up and stuff like that, if it had its full root system, we could get it to come back.
Yeah.
He goes, but with its half of its root system gone, he goes, there's no chance. He goes, it's got to go.
Did he cut
So
the roots
make
on your
them-
property?
Make them pay for it then.
Yeah.
That's I'm pretty sure when he came into my property, he went into because he came 2 feet into my property. So yeah, those
How
roots
big's
and
the
everything.
tree?
Oh, it's huge. It's big.
Like he hit
It's
the
a big boy
roots
tree.
2 feet into your property?
the roots were going into his property as well, my neighbor's, but when he took all of it out, he took out half that root system.
But that's weird though. Like, what's
It's a
to say he has to
$40,000
stop?
tree.
Huh?
That's a $40,000 tree.
Yeah, but I mean, like, on his side of the fence.
Well,
wouldn't
and
he
here's
be able
the
to do
thing.
whatever?
So estimated cost from this company to take it out was $2,300.
I'll do it for 10.
And
10,000.
1,000?
the hard thing is we get such high winds at my house that if that thing dies, that it's gonna either go on
Which
to
way
his
do the winds
house
blow?
or it's gonna go
And it's
towards his
it's,
house.
There
It's
you
a
go.
hardwood too. It's a heavy wood.
Yep.
I can help you.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
actually, you can find people who will almost pay you for it.
Well,
Like
that's
those people that are into like building tables and all that
Yeah.
crap, cutting boards, whatever. They love that.
so it's not it's a walnut. Yeah. Did I say it was walnut tree?
Yeah, walnut. Yep.
Yeah. So you could probably even post somewhere and say, "Hey,
Free
if you're
wood if you come and
qualified,"
cut it down.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've got a huge walnut tree. It needs to get down.
Are you sad it's going away?
No, I hate that tree with a passion.
He didn't say
Just
that.
because of the
As
walnuts.
your representative, I need you to redact.
We strike that from the records.
Yeah.
No, I hate it because
let
of
the
the
record
walnuts
show.
that drop onto the ground. I don't do anything with them. I have no care for them, and it's a pain in the butt.
They're delicious.
Don't you get a nutcracker at Christmas?
Walnuts are the
Go to
brain
town?
looking ones, right?
No.
What?
Walnuts are the brain looking ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
have
They
those.
come in
I have one of
they come
those.
in like a green pod.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I have a
they
walnut
dry
tree.
out. They
It's
look
like
like
half
a brain.
dead.
They're
Yeah.
like a tan color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's
Yeah.
after they've been shucked.
I got to go talk to my neighbor, and
Well, let's just have a
It's
Fives
a-
a crowd takes a tree down.
it's a conversation I don't want to have with him. But
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like legally, like if it's on his side of the property,
well, that's the hard thing though. Is he also did come 2 feet into my property. So
like did he dig up the roots 2 feet into your property?
yes.
So I mean, at worst comes to worst, you just say, let's halves it, because then it's a tree you want to get rid of already,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then now you're getting it at a discount.
But
And it's protecting him
Tell
from
him we'll
falling
cut
on
it,
his
he
house.
can-
well,
haul
the,
it
oth-
away.
the other thing too is legally where does it stand? Because like you said, the root systems, if they went into his property,
Yeah.
what if they just only dug up that portion?
Yeah.
Would the
and
tree
that was still
still
would
die?
the tree still die? But does he have every right to still dig those up?
He still has all
Yeah.
the right, because
Yeah.
in a similar fashion, the limbs that go over onto his
Yeah.
property, it's his responsibility to trim them.
Yeah.
So
So I think the frustrating part about it is I wish the guy who was doing, because that's the other thing too, is the guy who did all this stuff, he like ripped apart my sprinkling system as well.
Are they fixing
What?
it?
And he did fix it like partially right now. And I'm like, what are you going to do to fix this when it's all done? He goes, oh, we'll make sure everything's right and good. And I'm like,
Jeez.
okay, great. But man,
What did
like,
they have
you
to
just,
go onto your side?
I don't
for?
know.
I would have told him no.
See that? Yeah, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
Like,
Well, that's
you-
the thing is I really didn't know at the time until he did it. And me and my dad were out there
Although-
looking at it. And so, but my neighbor did come talk to me and he's like, hey, we're going to put up a temporary fence. But I don't remember him talking to me about them coming onto my property
what do they need to put up a temporary fence for?
because he had
tore out the whole fence.
He had a wooden fence. They had to tear that out.
Oh,
And so, and I got dogs. And so he was just
You
like,
got Dax?
Dax.
Yeah, you like
Dax.
Dax?
And so
What's a dag?
I can't not have a fence barrier there or else my dogs wouldn't be able to go outside. And that's,
dogs might nip at someone.
that was the stipulation. As I told him, I said, well, there's got to be a fence up. So whatever you got to do. And he goes, well, they're going to come put a temporary chain link up. And I said, that's fine. But then my wife feels bad because every time we let the dogs out, they just go sit there and bark at the fence at the people working. And I'm like, I don't care. It's
Dogs bark.
my dog is in
Dogs
the
bark.
backyard. He's doing what he needs to do. Let him bark. I don't care.
It's only when they leave the dogs out back all day. Then
What?
I'd strangle them.
What?
Here's some rat poison.
Dude, that happened to my dogs. I
My
was
neighbor,
pissed.
they've gotten better about it, but my neighbor, for the longest time, they had 2 German Shepherds that basically lived outside. And if any time I went in my backyard, they would just freak out at the fence the whole time. Like it's
Oh, German Shepherds do that.
frustratingly
Yeah, I had
annoying
one of
because
those. And we're-
one, it's like take care of your dogs.
Yeah.
Like why have them if you
We're-
can just lock them outside?
We're not like that, but my dogs do love being outside. So we'll let them be out there for a good half hour, 45 minutes.
See, that's fine.
So, and then we'll bring them back inside. But they like to go sunbathe.
Dude, there's this German Shepherd that lived next to me, and that thing would literally bite the fence trying to shake it down
Yeah.
when I go in my backyard. I was like, you guys got to do something. She's just protecting our home.
From what? The fence that protects your home?
Yeah.
I always love those videos of the dogs that are like going ravage at each other through
yeah.
the fence,
Yeah.
and then they open the gate, and then they're just like,
They're looking around. They're like, now
Yeah.
what?
and then the gate closes, and they're right back at it. I love it.
And,
All right.
and I was gonna say in other news too.
Okay.
The bitch is back. My
Which one?
other neighbor.
No way.
Wait, the one that tried to sue you?
The dog? Yes, let's hear.
Yes.
Wait. What
I
do you
love
mean?
this.
The one
Did
that
she
tried to
leave?
sue him when.
Yeah, she lives out in like South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So her family still lives there.
Yes,
Has lived there the
her
whole time.
parents still live there,
But
Well-
she's back visiting?
well, her dad passed away,
Oh, no.
and so she's back in town. I was out mowing my lawn Saturday morning and doing a bunch of yard work. And
You're like, hey, do you want to trip
Oh.
under this and try to get me again?
I saw her drive past my house twice. Like just kind of, it was like a drive out, and I looked at her and I saw her, and I didn't know it was her at the time, but I'm usually pretty friendly with people who drive down the road, and I just do a kind of wave and keep going. And I saw it was her, and I just did one of those waves, and she didn't wave back, and like just kept looking straight forward, and I was like,
It's because of the injury. She can't lift
and
her
then
arm.
it took me a second.
PTSD.
it took me a second. I was like, she looked really familiar. And then about 2 minutes later, she come driving back again, and I thought, oh, she's back, because then she pulled in that parking thing or whatever. And I thought, okay, guess it's time to start taking my dog for a walk. Every 5 minutes, I'm just going to walk up the street
Let
and
him
down
poop,
the
let him
street.
poop in the yard.
Uh-huh.
Pretend like you're not going to pick it up.
So that's the only time I've seen her, and I if I see her again,
What's going to happen?
oh, I'm like if I see her in the yard or anything like that, like, oh, trust me, I'm not gonna say anything to her, but I'm gonna like flip her off. I am.
Oh,
I mean,
how
I
dare
know,
Oh, I'm
I
gonna
know,
show
I know that's not
I
like,
you know what you
will
should do?
bite
I know
my
that's not
thumb
like
at her.
thing, but
You know what you should do? You should go put up a no trespassing sign.
Beware of dog,
like
all along
while-
the side of the.
While she's out there, go out there, like literally while she's outside, just go out there and then stake it into the ground.
that's a fantastic idea.
And then it's
I was
like
gonna
no
say,
trespassing.
I like that better than
Every
like
time-
staring at. I was even gonna think about just if I get in the front yard and she's there, I was gonna just stare at her.
Or just get one
Just
that has her
look at
name
her.
on it. No trespassing, Pam.
It's a fantastic idea, though.
Yeah, literally.
Just stake right in between our yards and just go, no trespassing.
No trespassing.
And
What
then
else?
another one right next to it says, beware of dog.
Beware of dog.
If you get bit, it's your own fault.
And then it's like underneath it, then it has her name. So then it's like,
Fine print.
That's fantastic.
do it.
Yep.
Send me a picture
And
when you're done.
No trespassing if your name is or starts with a P and rhymes with jam.
The other thing, too, I don't think I've updated anybody on this, too. I'm not 100% positive, but looking into my research with my home insurance and everything, I believe 100% that they denied her claim.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was because of basically what I had told them. I told my insurance, I said, I will get whatever information you need from me, but I took this to court already. I paid out whatever it was, $300, including this medical bill that is attached to this. If she took the payment for that and cashed that check, that was her accepting the payment. I said, I'll get you court documents, whatever. And she goes, okay, we might call you back and ask for those.
That's awesome.
Never heard another
Nice.
thing, but I keep pulling up my insurance and looking through stuff, and it's not closed. There's really no. It still says it's open, but I mean we're a year and a half later, and there's nothing. I'm pretty sure my insurance has pretty much said
That's awesome.
this ain't
Good.
gonna happen.
Any update on your personal health?
Stupid stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's best news, man. You can't hate that news.
What?
Your twisted innards.
I mean, it is good news, but
His guts got messed up.
If it's not one thing with me, it's another thing. That's what I'm getting pissed off
Well,
about.
it's probably because it's all probably stress induced.
Well, that could happen. Yeah, I had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, all
Did
that
they
fun
lube
stuff.
it first?
I sure hope so.
What do you mean?
I
you
was
sure hope so?
asleep.
Oh,
I don't know. I was asleep.
were you not there?
I was knocked out. I was gone.
I
They
didn't
fill
think
you
they
up like
knocked
a
you out.
nitrogen
Doesn't-
balloon. Just psh, psh, psh.
I
Does
mean,
it burn?
it actually I felt fine afterwards, but
Felt good.
felt great.
It's nothing compared to what Kara does to him.
National
That
Women's
was
Day.
disgusting.
No,
That's gross.
no.
Ryan Reynolds enjoyed it.
I know, right?
What?
In Deadpool.
National Women's Day.
Oh,
But yeah, they found 2 of my intestines that were twisted. One more severely than the other, and he got the one that was he got that one untwisted.
I want to know how they do that.
I basically read up to it. It can be your diet. It can be stress induced. It can be,
No, how do they untwist?
it literally just, as he's up there, he can
Probably-
no, he can
You're doing a lot of hand.
I know,
like
hand
that.
How
you
much?
just
I mean,
hand-
isn't that what's
No,
up there?
probably
he
honestly
can do
He's
fit
going
in
like
there.
we go.
he can do it with the camera.
Oh, okay.
The hard thing about it is, this is what I didn't know, because I've been kind of suffering with this issue for a few years now. And he said, a lot of times if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll just miss it. And so he purposely was in there looking for it. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, you had about 2 of them.
Dang.
And so,
Twist it.
So they probably just filled
So-
it full of air, and they kind of just
like a balloon. They go,
It's like when you uncrush a milk jug. And
that's exactly it, man. That's all they did was fill them with air.
I think he said
100%.
with the one that was twisted, it was more at like a 90-degree
Bad
angle.
for the guy who had to do that.
And so everything trying to pass through it. What? I missed it.
On the whole, blowing it
I
with
said,
air. He said,
I feel bad for the guy who had to do that.
Oh.
He's like,
Bring in Steve. Steve. Do your thing.
Plugging a straw.
He's over there like getting ready.
oh.
come on,
Sorry.
butthole lips.
Turns out it's actually Steve Buscemi. Like, perfect.
Oh my.
It's so
Anyway, is that a 90-degree?
gross. Yeah, that's how I was gonna go with it. It was
Oh.
about like a 90-degree, but
But all's good.
Like, because how long are those things?
30 feet.
30
It's
feet.
like both of them.
32 feet. Yeah.
Like both are together.
yeah,
I
but
think
they can't get to your
The
small
the
intestines.
small is the longest, and I want
Oh.
Yeah.
So is your.
So
it's
when
just
you
the
do a
large.
colonoscopy, they only go through your large intestines.
Okay. So wait, they were inside your.
your butt.
Intestines.
No. They were inside your intestines and found it and unwound it. Like, it just blows my mind.
Well,
like,
they're
I feel
doing.
like you'd need to see it from the outside.
no,
you know
they're
what I mean?
doing it's like a 3D scan.
Oh, I thought you said something about the camera.
Yeah, so when the camera's going in, he can do a 3D scan. And so as he's going through the intestines, he can see the camera do, like he showed me a video of it on YouTube. And you can see the camera start going, and then all of a sudden, like the one he showed me, it showed the camera like go in a loop. And then you can see the guy the doctor kind of pulling at the camera, doing some weird stuff. And all of a sudden you see the camera just all of a sudden like straighten right up. It's really weird.
Oh, weird. It's
Yeah.
like, it makes me
Doc
think
Ock
like when
on
the hose is kind of wrinkled, but
Yeah,
you like
well,
twist
that's-
it in a way and it like. Thunk.
That's what he kind of put it as. He's like, when you have let's say you have a hose in the garden, like a main hose in the garden that's kinked.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a lot of flow through it. And he's like, so that's pretty much what was happening to you. Is you had like a kinked hose.
Dang.
And so your flow would get backed up, and
Man,
occasionally you'd get a good push, and then all of a sudden it kinked right back up.
I bet
and-
that doctor's good at that electric game where you're trying to keep the loop on without
Right.
getting it to touch the side. He's out.
So
Man, could you imagine if it was like
Pro.
a kinked hose and you unkink it?
It just
He's not ready. It's just.
well, that's thankfully the stuff I had before.
yeah.
The stuff I had before allowed all my stuff to turn into water
mush.
and mush, which
like-
allowed everything to kind of get pushed through.
It's like that story that he told of the incision that they made on that lady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Your
Oh.
horrible ER
Yeah.
stories.
Speaking of which,
Oh, my.
oh,
got
last story
really
before we
excited.
go.
It's the rhodiola.
Do you? It is. Do you remember the story that I told you guys about one of mine and Kara's friends who her husband was going to go in? They wanted to have another baby, but he had a
and they-
vasectomy.
Yeah.
And how they talked about.
Oh
we
my
thought,
God! No!
We- yeah, oh.
No!
We talked
I wanna
about
hear.
getting a needle, and you
No!
would go into the nutsack.
Shut up.
It's worse.
What?
It's worse.
How can it be worse?
So what they actually do. So they go to the base of the scrotum
Oh, that's not that bad.
Okay.
and they get a knife and they split. They split the base of the scrotum and they open it up.
Along the natural line right there.
I don't know how or what they do, but they split the scrotum.
I'm
And
in my own world over here. I'm not listening. To
at that point, they go in with a needle
I was just gonna do
and they pull a layer off of your nutsack, like inside of it. That is
Peeling
what
the walnut?
that they peel it, and that is what contains the sperm.
The sack wall.
Yeah, apparently that's what
I
contains
thought
it.
it was
So
like
they,
a vast difference.
they peel like a layer
Seminal
off
vesicles?
of that. I don't know if that's how that contains the sperm. I don't know, but that's what we're told.
Wait, so
peel-
they peel it, but then put the needle and
Maybe that's
pull it out?
no, they go in with like tweezers, like a needle type tweezers or whatever,
So they're taking a layer
and they
pulling that
cut a layer out of your nutsack,
The
and
inner
they
of the nut.
and then they pull that out.
What the freak?
Right?
What?
I thought
And then
that-
they sew you back up. The only good thing about it is you are asleep for the whole thing. They have to knock you out completely.
Oh,
No
hell
shit.
yeah.
Freaking keep me asleep for like 2 weeks at least.
All right?
And in
Put me in a
That's
coma.
medically induced coma.
Yeah.
Carol
I want
was
to come
like-
back when it
she
feels
was-
completely normal.
I
Because her
thought you
friend
were
was
gonna-
like, Zach would do that. Like if he got remarried because you passed away and his wife really wanted you guys to have kids, Zach would do it. And she's like, I really don't think he would. And I told Kara, I said, yeah, I'd be asleep for it. That's great. But it's afterwards. You have to feel the pain. When
Deal
the
with
numbness comes
Frankenstein.
off, you got to
Yeah.
deal with it all. Nope.
No, I'd do the reverse vasectomy.
I thought
then.
you were gonna say they had to peel a layer off the inside of the scrotum to reattach like a skin graft to reattach the cute.
No,
the
they
core.
just literally split it. That's even worse though. They peel a layer off your nutsack. No.
the inside. How long is that recovery?
Forever.
How big's that
wanna
one?
It's like
There's no coming
like
back
in
from
the-
that shit.
He's never been the same.
It's like in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes when he's like physical recovery 2 weeks, mental recovery or whatever. Like
Yeah.
To be
when he-
determined.
Yeah. It's like, oh my
What the
gosh! I'm
freak,
just shocked
dude.
that the sperm's on the inside of the sack wall, like that.
Makes no sense.
I don't know if it just attaches itself.
Maybe
to the
they have
wall
to. Maybe
or-
they grow it from.
Maybe
there? I
that.
don't know.
Maybe the
I don't
sack
know.
grows
Ooh,
it from
it's like-
there.
I just
They went into the vast difference and held up there.
maybe it's because
Hanging out
of
with
the
their
vasectomy.
buddies,
It's
having a
just
pool
in there
party.
shooting into like
And just
this. just
Dude, it makes
I
no
love
sense. Oh my
Well,
All right, boys.
gosh.
That's a note to end on.
Yep.
Hey.
You good?
Oh boy.
Okay, I didn't really hear any of it. So I'm
Okay,
good.
welcome back.
How did you not hear any of it?
Bro, I can zone out like nobody's business.
Okay.
You never seen him do that to you?
So they cut his scrotum
That's nice. Okay, anyway, on to the next
and
thing.
they peeled off a layer from his nutsack.
All right, back to the phone.
Just take it away, son.
All
right.
This episode
right.
is officially
End it.
over.
Use a peeler.
Any updates for you guys? Quick ones, 2
I'm
seconders.
just living the dream.
Living the dream.
Scarlett started preschool yesterday,
Yeah, yeah.
and she was
up top.
all about it.
Dude.
We took her to the door, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a moment, with like the door opens and we go up and we have to like sign the kid in or whatever. And Shaylee like lets her go in, and she doesn't even look back at us at all. Like she's just like later,
Benedict Arnold.
nothing.
Dude, it's honestly, it's sad, but it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
I'm super stoked she was excited, but it was sad she didn't even say goodbye.
That
She
was
like, "Pew."
the other day. We had kind of a back to school for Kelsey's preschool. We got to go meet her teacher, see her classroom, everything, and we kind of go through these steps. The teacher had like a little scavenger hunt type thing we had to go through, and then after you're done with that, she's like, "Go ahead and just let them play, and then we'll talk here in a little bit." And Kelsey like sits down at the table for a second. She kind of gets comfortable, and then she just goes, "Okay, bye, Mom and Dad." And we're like, we're not leaving today. Like, but she was like ready to go. She's
Yep.
like, "All right, peace."
It was cute to see, like, she just went right in. And then today, because they started weird, so she went yesterday, and then she goes tomorrow, and then next week it's Monday through Thursday.
It's a
But
soft opening.
right, so today she was like, "I'm ready to go to school." I'm like, "You don't have school today?" She's like, "Yes, I do." I'm like, "You don't have school today?" She's like, "I want to go." I'm like, "Okay, wait till tomorrow."
Yeah, Micah started kindergarten. That was tough
Yeah.
because we have decided to try full day, which I wasn't a fan of. But dude, she's rocking it.
Nice.
She's loving it, and it was fun because while she was in line for her very first day, she immediately made friends with someone, and then they held hands walking into class together. So
awesome.
that was really sweet to watch, and they've been really good friends ever since. And the best part is we also signed her up for soccer, and so she started soccer, and we got the roster, and that girl's name was on the roster, and we were like, there's not many people that we like. There can't be that many kids with that name, especially in this age range in this location. So there's a good chance we show up and it is her. So it's like now she's got a friend at school
awesome.
and at soccer.
Nice.
And anyway,
They're growing up.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
dude.
Brinley made a close friend because she started 7th grade and she was so nervous about it because starting new school, new area, going into it not knowing anybody. But yeah, she made a close friend. It was funny because the friend was at our house the other day, and we said Brinley's middle name, and it's just like it's classic Marie, you know. But we said Brinley Marie, and her friend pipes up. She's like, "What's your middle name?" And she's like Marie, and she's like, "That's my middle name." And so Jenny's like, "Did you just become best friends?"
And they have no reference of what that's from.
Not even.
yeah, they're like, no.
They're
Maybe.
like, I guess.
Go away.
In the meantime, I'm laughing. Yep. You want to go do karate in the garage? Yep.
All right. Well, I think we're going to call it there, guys. For an In the News that turned VOMLETTE real quick. But I don't know. I had a lot of fun theorizing conspiracy there at the beginning.
I'm not saying. I'm just.
I find it
just
really
saying.
fascinating. I just don't have enough info to chime in.
I want to see the video that you saw of everything that was burning that wasn't blue.
Yes.
We'll see that later. Anyway,
yeah.
but thanks so much for tuning in again, guys. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe. What is our hashtag? Blue.
Blue. Hashtag blue.
Hashtag blue.
You're my boy, Blue.
Blue
That
don't burn.
way you don't burn.
Blue don't burn.
All right. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you guys here next time.
Love you guys.
Arrivederci.
Thanks for being part of this crowd.